Weird Wednesday Showdown. Let's go.
I'm gonna cast a Harbinger of Disease.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, it does warrant an oh no.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Josh. I'm joined here with my good friend Thomas, and today we're going to be playing Legacy. That's right. We have risen above the unkept pauper peoples, and we are true magic lords today. Not really.
We're trying to be. It's not always successful. We're trying to be, though.
Yeah. We have two very different play styles. Two very different decks to show off today.
Yep.
You want to go first? Or?
Yeah, sure, not a problem. So, for people who are familiar with me at all, you probably know that I've earned the name Fish Tommy, and this is because when I started playing Modern in 2023, I picked up Merfolk, and as a result, the archetype has stuck with me. I really enjoy it. I probably will for a very long time, even if it's not very good. In Legacy, it's playable. There's a lot of good stuff going on. There's a lot of backbones to it, and we'll get started with the biggest backbone of all, and that's Aethervial. This card, it wins games a lot of the time because you're not just putting a creature into play. Think of it as adding mana, right? Your 3-drop creature is now 3 mana. It's tapping for 3 mana, and it's not counterable unless they interact with the activation. It does a lot on its own, and it just helps you power out what would otherwise be low land hands or weaker hands. Just let you expedite that quite a bit.
Yeah. Traditionally, like green decks, they've always had like their elves or whatnot.
Right.
Every non-green deck, you play Aether Vial.
Right.
To just make sure that you're curving out, doing what you need to do.
Of course.
There's also the way that it works in specific is allows for very specific tricks that you couldn't do normally.
Right. So I mentioned adding a lot of value in terms of just expediting your game plan. We'll go and start with the top, and we'll move down then, because the 3-drops are where the money's at. You got Svelund. This card, it just does a lot. It's better in Modern, where interaction is a little more expensive, but even in this format, being able to draw a card on an attack trigger just does a lot for you, right? Giving your other Merfolk Ward 1 is also huge. Most decks are operating on very, very tight mana margins, so it's a lot less flexible for the opponent. This is going to be good this entire match if I can land it. Harbinger of the Seas is a blue Blood Moon effect, turning non-basic lands into islands. And it just does a lot. Being on a 2/2 body that's also Merfolk just adds to the joy of playing this card, and it just does a lot for the deck.
I love this for me.
We'll get to that in a moment. For those of you who have never played against this card, Commander players will probably know, True Name Nemesis is in fact a Nemesis. This card is hard for a single player to beat, much less 3. And in this format, if it can resolve, unless there is a sacrifice effect, a way to remove it that's non-targeted, it is extremely hard to deal with, especially if it's attacking. It blocks all day, but other than that, it just gets buffed by our 12 lords. So we've got the classic Lord Atlantis. I have chosen the 7th edition art because I think it's funny, but also in the foil it's quite expensive. I don't have that one, but if I did, it'd be great. Also, white borders for the win. Master of the Pearl Trident, this card, perfectly good. Does the same thing. It's a little more tightly worded as far as Modern card design. It's Merfolk you control, not all Merfolk on the battlefield. So it's just strictly better, but doesn't have quite the same character as Lord of Atlantis. And then Medallion Hexcatcher, which it having flash is a huge thing. Merfolk being able to be cast or interactive at instant speed is a huge deal. Many of them have enter the battlefield triggers. This one allows you to interact with spells on the stack with Merfolk in play. It doesn't require that you cast a bunch of spells. You just have to have resources in the forms of creatures. So it's very, very strong. Apart from just giving +1/+1, which is just very, very good to begin with. So that being said, we're getting more to the interactive side of the deck. We've got Flare Denial. We're just playing a couple of these. Sacrificing a creature to cast it for free is a very, very hefty cost. 3 mana is sometimes castable, not often. But the classic Force of Will, right? This card has a few better homes than the all mono blue deck. It's almost always free castable, paying a life in a card, and it's extremely important in the early game, especially with very aggressive strategies or strategies trying to do very, very busted things early.
Yeah, if anything that really makes Merfolk playable in older formats, it's your free counter spells. It's like I have a really strong, fair game plan, and I can say screw you to your unfair shenanigans.
Well, we don't say screw you. That's not nice, but it does
I
sound
do.
that way. The tone's what matters, really. That being said, we saw Harbinger earlier to fix non-basic lands. Tide Shaper will be a big player in this matchup. It's a big matchup, a big deal in a lot of matchups. Just being able to turn a land off, turn it into an island, and giving itself +1/+1 is huge. And then card draw. So this Merfolk is not known for its ability to control the top of its deck. It's not known for the ability to manipulate its outcome with card advantage. This card, Mindspeed Merfolk, allows you to do a lot because it acts as a lord in a way. You get to activate it for blue X. You get to draw X cards, but also if you just pay blue 0, the Merfolk you control will get a +1 counter. And it does a lot of work. It makes the math harder for your blockers. Math is for blockers, remember that. Math is for blockers, and it makes it a little bit harder.
I'm a blocker.
Yeah, and that's the crux of the deck. We got a couple extra. We got Silvergale Adept just for a little bit of acceleration into your deck. It makes the Force of Wills and the Flare of Denial just a little bit easier to deal with. It makes it more manageable for the player playing with them. Merfolk Trickster does a lot in this format. Just taps something down, nulls their turn, and that could very well matter in this matchup as well. It also eliminates a blocker for the next turn when I want to attack. So it does a lot there. Mostly basic islands, but a couple of very important non-basic lands, Cavern of Souls. Naming Merfolk on Cavern, allowing yourself to be uncounterable with your creatures is huge because you need that lord to come down, you need the ability to attack, you need to be able to put pressure on your opponent. This allows you to do that in an unfair way. And then Wasteland. If your Harbingers, your Tide Shapers can't get the job done, Wasteland can at least help get you out of a pickle for a turn at the very least, and that's why it's in the deck. You can also cast Aether Vial without consequence, and those hands are keepable. One land Wasteland, Aether Vial is keepable, not always advisable though.
Yep.
What do you got for us, Josh?
Okay. Preamble. I do not own a Legacy deck. And as someone who works at a game store and takes pride in these things, I am not going to proxy a Legacy deck. Right. That said, I know someone who owns a game store, and thus
it has its benefits.
I was able to scramble up a good old lands deck. Notoriously one of the most expensive decks in Legacy.
Primarily because of one card.
And also notoriously kind of mid.
Depends on the
okay.
meta, but
It's
it
okay.
can be mid, yeah.
It's definitely seen its glory days gone and come and go. So, today I'm going to be playing lands, in which I am not an expert pilot because this is not my deck, but I will be doing it to the best of my ability.
I have faith in you, Josh.
Thank you, Thomas. So, from what I understand, the primary win condition is good old Dark Depths. Normally enters with a bunch of counters on it, but we can do shenanigans such as copy it with Fabian Stage to create a version. Try not to cover your face.
You're good.
I'm sure your wife will want to see you
Well,
there.
we'll see.
Fabian Stage, it makes a copy that notably did not enter and thus it does not have the counters on it, and immediately sacrifices to create a version, Merit Lage token. In addition, we have other lands, such as Urza Saga, notoriously broken.
Card is good. Card is very good.
So, gives you another win con for when things are getting fair.
A little too fair for his taste.
Yeah,
Urza Saga pops out.
You can overwhelm the board with a bunch of dumb robot boys, and then you have a series of good artifacts, such as Expedition Map, which finds your pieces to begin with. So
basically
you
a tutor.
Chromox, which is basically free mana acceleration.
Yep.
And Boots to put on your Eldritch Evil from Beyond the Stars, and a Graph-Keeper's Cage for fairness.
Shenanigans.
And
notably can be got with Urza Saga.
And then, notably, again, we are playing Legacy, so we are playing Wasteland and Caracas. It's just a little bit more on theme for us than other decks.
Right.
And we use those to help control the board.
Yep.
We're primarily green, so we have a Boseiju, which deals with a bunch of different effects.
Boseiju or Yavimaya?
Yeah, I mean... Oh, I thought I grabbed Boseiju.
I'm sure there's Boseiju in there.
There is Boseijus in there. There are two Boseijus. There was a funny incident with 2 Blood Moons
Oh.
that when Alan was playing against Edra,
Okay.
he could get rid of one, but he couldn't get rid of the second one.
Well, these things happen.
Yeah,
These things happen.
it was funny.
Yeah.
And then, very carefully, the thing that may lose me my job today if I'm not careful, a
Good old
tabernacle of Tendril Veil.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I've been playing Magic for a decade, and I've known that this is a card, right? But I've never known what it actually does until recently.
As
So-
a creature player, I know exactly what it does.
Yeah.
It does very good things against
Yeah.
creature decks.
So yeah, it is like, if I can get it down without him having the fish that turns it into an island in
Right.
play, then
Yeah.
I will be having a good time.
Turn after turn taxes into a tempo deck is not what the tempo deck is looking for.
And so that said, once again, this isn't my deck. I am going to be playing a little bit slower, and we are also playing a little bit more complicated format than we
Yeah.
have been in the past.
Yep.
So if we make any mistakes, forgive us. We're only so professional.
But yell at us in the comments anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, we are more passionate than we are professional. But either way, we hope you enjoyed today's video, and like, comment, subscribe for more video content. That's the thing that YouTubers say.
They do say that a lot.
And then also, if you need any Magic cards for your Legacy decks, or even just a low casual Commander deck for at home, visit us at tcgpro/Brigandry Games, and we'll get you hooked up. All right. See you in the games. Hey, it's Josh from Brigandry Games, and let's load up the case for this week. All right. Let's see. So we got this March of the Worldoos, a mongrel knife version of the Shadow Spear in foil, a foil concept praetor for Elish Norn, Mother of Machines, another Elish Norn, this being the Step Incomplete version, special art version of Machias, the Unhallowed, Phyrexian Step Incomplete Jace, the Perfected Mind, Step Incomplete Concept Praetor Vorinclex, Monstrous Raider, Step Incomplete Atraxa Grand Unifier, and a Borderless Tamat. And a quick reminder that if there was anything in here that you would like to get for yourself, come visit us at Brigandry Games and we'll get you hooked up. Till next week. Welcome back. We're playing some Legacy. I have a 6-card hand to start with, and we'll be on the play. Thomas is keeping 7. He is so kind to show you what he's working with. Are you ready, Thomas?
I'm ready.
All right. I am playing a Yavi Maya, notably not a Boseiju.
Correct.
Call back to the deck tech.
So my wasteland's tap for green?
Yeah.
Man, that's great.
Yeah, I know. It's so great. In fact, I hope you have 2 wastelands.
It's going to be a problem.
Because I'm playing Exploration. Exploration is a good old card that allows people to play additional cards on their turn. And then I'm going to hit us with Urza Saga. Urza Saga enters with a die. Enters as a enchantment saga land, Urza Saga. It first ability allows you to tap it for mana, colorless mana. Second ability lets you make big dumb robots. Third ability, it sacrifices itself and goes to get a 1-drop. So get that clock ticking.
Yep.
I will then Mox Diamond. Mox Diamond allows me to discard a land or sacrifice it, so I will discard an Urza Saga. This taps for 1 mana of any color. Of the mana source. Okay. Let's not do that. Taking that back, I don't know. Because Urza Saga is a colorless land, so that wouldn't actually do anything. Whoops. Learning as you go.
Let me look at World text real quick.
Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Oh wait, no, I misread again.
Yeah, it does a thing. Yeah, it's the one time it costs.
Welcome to the Weird Wednesday Showdown, the show in which Josh makes a fool of himself in front of Thomas and then puts it on the internet. Mox Diamond. And then I have 2 mana. I'm going to make a green, and I'm going to play a Malevolent Rumble.
I think I have seriously overestimated the power of my hand. I'm not sure I can win this.
I don't know if this is even the right call.
Seems real good.
So I'm going to make a Scion at the end of this effect, but I also get to reveal the top 4 and put any permanent that I want into my hand. Let's grab this Beseju because it could be useful, and we have more Thespian Sage effects. And
do you happen to have an Eldrazi spawn?
I do not on me.
So for people watching, this is a 0/1. Ignore that power. It's a 0/1.
Yes. Same but different. I'll double check in the deck box, but go ahead, Thomas.
All right, go to my turn. Untap and keep draw. I think I'm just going to start on an island for turn, and I have to pass back.
Very complex and powerful play there.
Look, island's the most powerful land in the game, so Urza Saga's laughing about that, but still pretty good.
All right, untap these, draw. Attack for 0.
Sending a message. No blocks declared. I take 0.
All right.
It does go up to 2.
Yep.
Yep.
See, I told you I don't know what I'm doing.
You can now activate to make dudes.
Indeed, and I will pass.
Pass the turn. Go to my turn. Untap, but keep draw. Okay. That was not bad. I'm going to play a Cavern of Souls, and as it enters, I'm going to choose Merfolk. I'm sure all of you saw that coming. I'm going to use Cavern Mana to make it uncounterable. I'm going to cast Tide Shapered Cat.
Okay.
It's going to resolve.
Unfortunately.
So when it enters, because it was kicked, I can target a land. That land becomes an island for as long as Tide Shaper is on the battlefield. If my opponent controls, or an opponent controls an island, it gets ++1. I'm going to target the Urza Saga.
Indeed. Explain what happens.
So you do get a chance to respond because there's a trigger on the stack, but because it is still a saga, it's a very, very strange interaction, but because it is a saga, or it loses all the text but has lore counters on it, it is sacrificed to state-based effects. It's very, very strange, but this is how the rule works, which is very uncommon.
Yeah. If I can manage to find it, I will insert here the relevant text for anyone who actually cares to learn something. In response to targeting before it has to sacrifice itself, I'll make a 0/0.
Are you using the Mox Diamond for the second mana source?
Yes.
Okay. You have a dude who's currently a 2/2.
Yes.
Saga's dead. My Tide Shaper resolves. And I have no further game actions. I let it pass the turn.
So, to those who are unfamiliar, this isn't that uncommon of a board state for Legacy.
Yep.
You can very easily win.
It has 10 counters on it. I'm going to need all 10, buddy.
You can still very much win from such a game state. Notably, this taps for green.
It does. The old Urborg trick coming in clutch here.
And with that, go ahead.
Okay, we're going to untap. This is a 1/1 right now. Draw for turn. Okay. I'm going to play an island for turn. Dark Depths is scary, and it's very hard to interact with. Merit Lage does not have hexproof, correct?
It is indestructible, not hexproof.
So it's a 21 flying, indestructible trample, or?
Just flying.
Okay.
Flying indestructible, 20.
Okay, that's much easier to deal with. I'm actually...
I don't know why I did that. I can just superimpose it on the screen.
There you go. We got the token. I'm going to use Coward Mana again.
Yes.
And my Merfolk creature uncounterable. I'm going to cast Saloon.
Saloon.
And I'm going to pass the turn.
Alright. Turn pass is acceptable.
Okay. Can you activate it to remove a counter for how much mana?
I can. So it costs 3.
Yeah.
So I will tap itself to make a green because I'll be out of Maya, and then mana here. Just 9 turns to go.
I'm sure it won't take that long.
Untaps.
Yep.
Draws. Okay, that's a magic card. I'm gonna play Tabernacle and Temple Veil. Pendril Veil. It's Pendril Veil? I thought it was Tendril Veil this whole time.
Greenville, yeah. That is a powerful, powerful magic card.
Mm-hmm.
It also taps for green right now,
Mhm.
which is too good. All right. What else you got?
So you know I have a Seiju in hand.
Yep.
I could play it because I do have Exploration. But I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, I'll keep it in hand. Go.
Okay, so my creature's going to trigger because of Tabernacle.
Would you like to pay 1 for?
I'm going to
Tide
let
Shaper?
this one be sacrificed. I will pay 1 for this. Let's be smart here. I'm playing against lands, not the most blue deck. I'll pay a colorless mana for my Cavern to pay for the Tabernacle tax for Sphaelin.
Sounds good.
Go to
You could
my.
also pay green.
I could play again. I'm not going to though, on principle. It taps for colorless mana when you use that colorless mana. All right, I'm going to draw for turn. Okay. This is kind of interesting. I don't really know how to go through the motions here.
Feel free to think.
Well, I don't want to get ahead of myself because the play is critical.
And we're back.
And we're back. We're going to go to combat.
All right.
I'm gonna
Combat time.
Attack with Sphaelin. Attack triggers.
Yes.
I'll draw a card.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't particularly care, but I also am not going to pay for this anyway. So I'll go ahead and block. I will pay or sacrifice it after block.
Sure.
So this will go away.
Yep.
We no longer have the wrong type of Eldrazi on the board. I will also use that floating mana and 2 more.
Yep.
And down to 3.
Okay.
Play the world's slowest game of Legacy over here.
Somebody's got to have it.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't even know if I should have kept my start. It just looked fun.
It's hard to know. I'm gonna kick the Tide Shaper in my second main phase.
This one,
I'm gonna target the Tabernacle.
the Tabernacle.
Yeah, I have a sinking suspicion it's more important for me to get rid of that one. And if there's no responses, it'll become an island, and I will end my turn.
There's no responses.
Okay,
So this is an island now, which means I don't have to pay.
it's true.
Sick.
It's a
Wasteland.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the cavern. Okay, cavern's destroyed.
Go ahead.
Go to my turn. Upkeep draw. We'll play an island for turn.
Okay. Come on, where are your lords at?
Well, see, I didn't want to rush it. But since you asked, I'll cast a Master of Trident.
Awesome.
You control an island, they have island walk. I would like to go to combat.
Yes.
Attacking for 7 attack trigger.
Yes.
Okay. Draw out that.
There.
And it's 1, and then +1, then +1, so it's 3. And then 3 +1, so that's 4. So that's 7 total.
Because I control an island here and board.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So
It might be easier if you turn that land upside down, just for the sake of it.
don't worry, I got this. I do not got this.
Okay.
Relevant text on Boseiju. It says opponent controls.
It does say that. It does, in fact, say that.
Do I want to take 7? We said.
Yep, that's 7.
I don't want to chump block. I'm taking 7.
Okay, got you at 13.
Yes. Yes, that is math.
Phase.
For some reason, I was thinking 20 minus 7 is 14.
Gotcha. Wishful thinking.
Yeah, it's all this popper. I'm used to just like 1s and 2s of.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Second main phase, I'm going to go ahead and cast this Aether Vial.
Yes.
Okay. It'll enter. It has no enter trigger.
Yeah.
I would like to pass the turn. Cool.
Insert.
Yeah. Remove the counter.
Hell yeah.
Ticking down. It is important to remember my other Merfolk have Ward 1 if it were to come into play.
It might. Okay, so Fish Boy is. Fish are unblockable.
The non-master fish, yes.
So I'm currently in a state where I'm starting to think that maybe the Seiju isn't doing me many favors, so let's go ahead and get rid of that.
Okay.
So I now have 2 artifacts.
Right.
I will then also play a Maze of Ith.
Maze was very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Most notoriously seen in very slow commander games. Maze of Iths makes it to where you can tap it to untap any attacking creature and prevent all combat damage that would have been dealt by it. I have island. I can't block your stuff.
Okay. Attack for 3.
Beep beep.
No blocks. You're on a 17.
The race is on. I'm losing it.
It is. It very much is.
All right. Go ahead,
My
bud.
turn. Untap, upkeep trigger the vial. I put a counter on it. It goes to my draw for turn. Okay. The creature has to be attacking, correct?
Untap a target attacking creature.
I'm gonna cast a Harbinger of Disease.
Oh no.
Yeah, it does warrant an oh no.
Response.
You can remove a counter. You can remove 2 counters, actually. Yeah. Okay. It enters.
Yes.
I have a 3/3 because of the Lord, and now all your lands are now islands. If for whatever reason the Tide Chipper goes, it remains an island. If for whatever reason the Harbinger goes, the Tide Chipper effect still remains on Tabernacle.
Correct.
You have attack with your only blocker. I'll have to go to combat.
Yes.
Attack with the team.
Yes.
And this is still 7 plus 2 is 9, but there's an attack trigger here.
Yes.
Drop that trigger. Go to damage.
Yes.
No, put you at 4 is what I got you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah.
8, 9.
It doesn't count itself. Just 9.
9.
Yeah.
That's math to me.
Okay.
Cool.
Second main phase.
Yes.
I'm gonna play a land for turn. I'm using the fill in the box card. It's sinking to soporific springs. I'll use this a little bit easier to put this onto it. It also does not require me to pay life because it's an island it enters. There is no text here except for adds blue mana.
Yep.
I'm then gonna pass the turn.
All right. So, if this was a competitive play game, I would have scooped to this because, especially main deck, I don't think that I have any ways to deal with this in particular. But we're having fun. I am more than happy to sit here and let y'all watch Thomas beat the ever-living crap out of me a little bit longer for your entertainment. So,
It's being very generous.
I will draw for turn.
Okay.
I'm so glad I get to play 2 islands every turn. I can't block, so would you like to trade?
No, I'll take the damage.
Are you sure?
I'm confident. I'm confident.
But it would make good content.
I'll take 3 damage and under 14.
Island.
Okay.
Go.
Tap that key.
Release me from my mortal coil.
I'm going to take up the vial, go to 2, draw for turn. We're just going to go to combat here. We're going to attack with the crew again. Attack trigger?
Yes.
I'll draw. And it should be plenty past Lisa.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, let's go to game 2.
Yep, good games there, Thomas. I definitely, lessons learned, I should have just taken the theater stage. Thespian stage. It's like a theater, but
a little more playwrighty.
Outside? What? In the comments below, all you theater/stage experts, like, tell us what's the difference. All we know is magic cards, and even then. All right, we'll be back in a minute to do our sideboard change, and do game 2 and possibly 3. See you in a bit.
Oh, come on. We got it. Magic. We got it. Starter decks. We got it. Dice. We got it. Game tray. We got it. Fancy dice. We got it. Models. We got it. Star Wars. We got it. RPGs. We got it. Great books. We got it. 40K. We got it. Board game. We got it. Great deals. We got it. Great events. We got it. Great staff. Friendly faces. We got it. Brigandry Games. We got it.
Welcome back. We are made our sideboard decisions. So after discussing with Thomas and getting some advice on what he thinks the sideboard should be, we are taking out graveyard hate pieces such as the Jukabog and Graphic Digger's Cage because they literally don't do anything in this matchup. Yeah. Don't make the same mistakes as last time. My animation budget is pretty low, so I don't think I can afford to do the whole rewind thing again. Alright, and then we are also taking out a Disruptor Flute just because we need to take something out because I need to deal with his Blue Moon fish thing.
All Harbinger of the Seas.
Yes, that, exactly. So, what are we bringing in? We are bringing in 2 copies of Dismember, which, despite having black mana symbols here, are actually Phyrexian black. So, I will just cut myself open to remove his threats.
It's well worth it.
And then also, good point Thomas made during the sideboard is we can very easily, or if there is a Harbinger out, it makes all my lands into islands, which gives me the blue source to bounce with an Otawara. So, very simple game plan. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle just these 3 and no more into my deck. What are you doing, Thomas?
Yep, so against the lands deck, the flare denials get a little bit worse because that last game is an example of how fast the deck can be. You kind of bricked there with the rumble, decision points, complicated. But flare is just not excellent in this matchup, especially on the draw. In the play, it's a consideration, but on the draw, it's much, much worse. I'm also going to take out Lord of Atlantis, just 2 copies, and it's because the number of lords that I need to win the game, if I build a board state where I can land a single lord, will often win. Having a board state with multiple often indicates that I'm doing not very much, and I need more interaction. That's why I'm bringing these in. So we have Harbinger of the Tides, which it can return a tapped creature to its owner's hand, and I can pay 2 generic more mana to cast it at instant speed, give it flash. It's important because Merit Lage is attacking. If I have nothing else to do, I can either vial in, use my Aether Vial, or I can cast it to return this attacking the Merit Lage. And that could be a game-winning decision, right? This card could be a game-winning card in the same way that Tishana's Tidebinder could also be a game-winning card. I can cast it with flash. It's a 3/2 for 3 mana, so it's not inexpensive to cast, but it can counter very, very important triggers and activations, like Dark Depths. If he goes to activate his stage, choosing his Dark Depths, I can counter the activation of the stage. I can also counter the trigger from the Dark Depths, preventing Merit Lage from entering at all. So these cards are just much, much better than these. It permits quite a bit more interaction. So that's what we're doing.
Awesome. So, while we give Thomas here a moment to shuffle up, I just wanted to say a few things. That A, if you like Magic, and particularly playing things other than Standard or Modern or Commander or whatever normal, boring format your LGS has you do, and you have free time on Wednesday, come hang out with us.
Please.
You may, in the background, be able to hear that we have a room full of people.
It's a good time.
It is awesome. It is very different from normal competitive gameplay. We just hang out, we have a good time, and it's people who just love Magic, period. Secondly, we do have other guests other than Thomas. Thomas just happens to be one of my particular favorite customers. And a very good actual friend. We've had lunch together, or dinner, one of the two.
It was dinner.
Yeah, we've had dinner together. But that said, I am more than open to having other people on the show that are regular patrons of Brigandry Games. So if that would be of at all interest to you, just hit me up in person, because if you do it online, then you're definitely a stranger. Just walk up to me in real life. All right. Love you guys. We're going to get into the games. We're going to have a good time. And Thomas is probably going to win.
We'll see. Explosive starts are explosive, man. Explosive exploration. That's actually a sorcery, but you get the idea. That's explosive vegetation anyway. What do I know? Here.
And for the record, as is my right, I will be on the play. Quality content.
Quality.
Go.
In your end step, I'm going to go ahead and cast a Merfolk Trickster. It'll enter, I'll tap that creature, go to my turn.
Sack it in frustration.
Hilariously loses the ability to, unless you before.
Oh no. Oh no. Game 2?
Game 3?
No.
We'll go to another game. We'll go to the last game. We'll get in there for the last 7 damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
posterity's sake.
we'll give this one more shot. All right. How's your opening hand for our game 2?
Well, you're on the play, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to declare first. Mine's all right. I'd probably keep it, but I did wait for your information.
I think I like this.
I'll keep mine.
Okay. So we are going to start. Proper sequencing. Before I make any game decisions, I'm gonna play Once Upon a
You
Time.
can cast it for free if it's your first spell of the game.
Exactly. I haven't cast anything yet because we just started, and so I'm gonna look at the top 5.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! There's a reason this card. No, this card is dumb.
And,
Fire design, buddy. Fire design.
Yep. All right. Yep. Given what I have to work with in hand, I am going to reveal that's the stage.
All right.
Everything else goes to the bottom. For those at home, we're good. Can't grab it. This is a contender, but I think the only thing that Caracas does is hit Saloon.
Spaloon, yeah.
Saloon.
I just say Spaloon. I read it in a post a long time ago, and it seemed like it made sense to me.
I'm sure all the other Merfolk players out there are very triggered, being like, you fish racist.
I mean, they might be.
They definitely are.
We're
I know.
typically a pretty relaxed bunch.
Yavin Maya.
Okay.
You're a relaxed bunch until we mispronounce your goddess's name.
She did have a temple.
I'm going to play an expedition map.
That card's good. It also resolves.
I will pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. And play a cavern, naming Merfolk. Using blue cavern mana to cast a Mind Spring Merfolk.
Okay.
I'll pass turn.
That's the new one.
Yeah.
What does that Merfolk do?
Yeah, so it's a 1/1. It has the exhaust ability of blue X. Tap it, and you can draw X cards, and then you put a +1 counter on each Merfolk you control.
Okay.
So worst case scenario, it's an instant speed lord. Best case scenario, I draw 3 cards plus some counters.
Okay. So, we have some options here. So for those at home, I want to do this, right? Which would be very simple and clean.
We all want to do that. I want to do that. I'm not even playing the deck.
That said, I feel like just throwing it out there might maybe be. No. No, we're fine. We're fine.
I do have a history of casting Tide Shaper.
You do. I'm gonna play a Dark Depths.
It enters with 10 counters.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Gonna play Mock Simon.
Discarding a forest.
Discarding Forest.
Okay.
I will then. Make a green.
Sure.
And I could do this on your turn, but I kind of just want to see if I can slowly roll a little bit. I'm going to crop rotate.
Sacrificing which land?
Yeah, I'll be mine.
Okay, you got it.
No green mana for you.
Dang. I tried to pin so much on it.
I'm going to go grab a Wasteland. Wasteland. And I'm going to blow up your cavern.
Seems pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
And against a lot of other hands, that would be probably enough. But I kept a pretty land heavy hand. I'm just saying.
Of course.
It still hurts because next turn you can still just do the thing, and I require 2 mana for a lot of my things.
We'll see.
Anything else?
I should have floated mana with this before we sacked. Mapped. Oh well.
Okay.
Go.
I'm going to play an island for turn. Merfolk has flying, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm. And it's something that cannot be counterspelled.
No.
It could be stifled if he has any such effect.
We'll just attack for 1.
I take 1.
Get the beats in.
So down to 19.
And I'll pass the turn with my Lonely Island.
Okay.
That was a ban, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm going to play a Thespian stage.
Seems really strong.
I will pass turn.
Yeah, sad face. Not having Alvamaya. I'm going to play an island for turn.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go to combat.
Yes.
I'm going to attack for 1.
18.
Okay. We have the beats. I guess. Let's see here. I assume you have another land. You just do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Second main phase. I'm going to go and cast Silver Go Adept, revealing Sveluna Sea and Sky.
Okay.
When it enters, and I have to reveal a Merfolk, otherwise I pay 3 generic more, which I cannot afford.
Mm-hmm.
But when it enters, I draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
I'll draw a card.
You got it, bud.
I'll end the turn. Instead, sure.
Alright. So, you have a Saloon in hand.
I do. 1 known card.
I think this. Well, I couldn't cast it. We'll grab this. Would you like to reveal that to the audience?
Yeah, because I think it's known information. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of good sense. Unfortunately for me.
Goes there.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous. At least the most expensive card in the deck isn't in the deck anymore. Be thrown about. Okay. Wasteland?
Wasteland, yep.
I see no reason to do the thing on my turn, so go ahead.
It's reasonable. Untap, draw. Land for turn.
Yes.
Let's go to combat. Attack for 3.
I will declare no blocks, no actions. I could attempt to do this thing here, but if you have a bounce spell, then I'm so far behind, even, right?
Yeah.
So.
Take 3 down to 15. And I'll pass the turn.
Alright, and stuff I will do the thing.
Okay.
I will make a copy of Dark Depths. State-based actions.
Sacrifice that one. This Dark Depths has no counters. It's sacrificed to create Merit Lage. Still in my end step.
Yes.
I feel like I can be punished for interacting now.
Probably.
I guess I'll just wait. I'll pass it over to you.
Alright. Move to combat.
Yep. Text been declared. I'm going to cast Sink into Stupor, targeting Merit Lage.
Oh, no. I'll weave. There is nothing I can do.
Merit Lage is a token, is returned to hand. We've been exiled. Okay.
Yep. But hey, at least I did the thing this time around.
You did do the thing. And there's a tabernacle in play. You don't have to do this, man. This feels bad.
I gotta give the people what they want. They want to see.
It is provocative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to pay any costs. They'll be sacrificing my upkeep to tabernacle. Drop the turn. Say excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, for somebody. I'm going to cast Say It Ain't So. Art of Parentheses.
Yep.
And I'll pass with that. Hey, okay.
Go.
It's an OG Dark Depths as well. Oh, it's the list. It's the list reprint.
Yeah.
Gonna go to combat.
Yes.
Attack for 2.
Take 2.
Pitch at 13.
13. At least I did the thing once.
Save my face when I cast a Sphaelion of Sea and Sky.
Save me no tea and say,
And I'll pass.
I draw.
Yep.
Guess what it was?
Probably another Thespian stage. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That said, since you mentioned it though,
Yep.
play this island.
Yep. Okay. Untap, keep draw. We're gonna go to combat.
Yes.
Attack with these guys. Attack trigger, I'll draw a card.
Yes. So I was at 13. I'm going to 8.
Correct. Second main, I'm going to cast Aether Vial.
Aether Vial.
I'm also going to cast a True Name Nemesis.
Names a player?
I believe I choose a player. Yeah. I will choose you.
Are you sure you don't want to choose Thomas?
I could, but I think that
Thomas
I want to.
Thomas is my choice of player.
I want to channel my best Ash Ketchum, so I'm going to choose you.
Aww.
And I'm going to pass the turn.
All right, I won't tell your wife.
Please don't.
Hey, I found action. Can I have it? Please?
Yeah, it resolves.
I make a dude. I look at 4. We reveal the top 4.
Look at all those islands.
I'm gonna grab the Dark Depths. That will be my life return.
Okay. I believe there's still a sacrifice to state-based effects because it's a legendary permanent.
Probably.
Because the legendary.
It doesn't get rid of super types.
Correct.
But hey, I have a blocker now.
You do have a blocker. All right.
Go.
Okay.
No, you really don't.
Triggers either way. I'll put a counter on it. Get that. Okay. I'll play an island for turn.
Outside assistance.
I'm gonna. It wasn't
More like
required.
outside demoralization.
I'm gonna cast
No,
Merfolk
it's
Trickster
outside
in my main
commentary
phase. The target's the spawn.
All right, I'll learn from my mistakes from last time. I'm gonna sacrifice it now.
There you go. Go to combat.
Yes.
Swing attack trigger.
1, 2. Good games.
Yep.
Good games. This definitely.
Bad matchup. Very bad matchup.
Why'd you let the Harbinger resolve?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Because-
figure out whether there's a Harbinger on the field. Like,
This is my hand. But
See, y'all scoff in the background, but what you don't realize is
one white mana, that's all you need.
and an instant to boot.
Send that fish farming.
They
This-
do go fish farming, yes.
this is why I was downplaying lands as overrated in the deck, which I'm sure some lands
Swap?
component.
No. It's a bad
Thank you
matchup.
for joining us on the Weird Wednesday Showdown, where maybe you could come in and brutally beat down this poor game store employee who gives it all so that you can enjoy Magic the Gathering.
In the game and emotionally.
Sorry.
That was my fault.
Until next time, peace. We love you. Hey guys, before we go, I just want to say thank you for watching the video. If you watched through this whole thing and heard us just ramble on for nearly an hour about Magic cards, that's awesome. You rock. If you're a regular customer of Brigandry Games, thank you so much for your support throughout the years. We appreciate you so much. We here at Brigandry Games work so hard to make this place the best local game store that you can imagine. If you are not a regular patron of ours, feel free to come visit us at Brigandry Games in Greenville, Texas, or you can shop online for Magic products on our TCG Pro site. Until next time, rock on.